the Saints 42-34 last night. Now, during the second quarter over on Arizona's sideline, take a look. Kyler Murray, Cliff Kingsbury, they're getting into a heated exchange. DeAndre Hopkins, in his return, had to come over and de-escalate the situation. After the game, both Kyler and Cliff downplayed what happened. But Shannon, what do you think? Big deal or not a big deal?
It's a big deal. Now, I'm not saying this has never happened. I've said I've never experienced it, and I don't know if I've ever seen a player tell the head coach who's actually calling plays, calm the F down. Calm the F down.
Screaming at him.
I understand that tensions are high. Everybody's on high alert, Skip. Cliff Kingsbury knows he's coaching for his job. Kyler Murray knows that something transpired. He might be holding. Cliff, it was you that told him that I ain't been studying like I was supposed to. I ain't forgiven you.
I believe that.
I haven't forgiven you for that either. I had to put that in my contract.
Yep.
Anyway, but Skip, what seemed like a match made in heaven, because this was the offense that Kyler Murray won the Heisman in. This was the offense that he led the Oklahoma Sooners to the college football playoff in. So it seemed like a match made in heaven.
Cliff recruited him starting his sophomore year.
At the Texas State.
No. I mean, when Kyler was in high school.
At Allen.
Go ahead. Yes.
And so, Skip, it seemed like a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
This guy's going to be our number one pick in the draft. We got a guy that knows the offense and that Kyler succeeded in, excelled in. Oh, boom. But for whatever reason, the wheels are starting to fray, starting to come off. I think it has a lot to do with losing and expectations. When you have the expectations that you have for this young man, you give him this money, and the season has not started like they anticipated.
Yep.
And normally they get off to a fast start, and then they wither down the stretch. This year, they've gotten off to the slow start. And so I just think the tensions are really high because everybody knows what the expectations. People are starting to feel the pressure. I'm looking at Cliff Kingsbury, and it looked like he was aging as Kyler Murray was walking to the sideline. I'm like, damn, bro, put them glasses back on, man, because you aged like 5 years since the kickoff.
Yep.
So that's what it is, Skip. And D-Hop came in there and tried to be the cooler heads prevail, but he had a big influence on the game also.
He did.
But Kyler played well. He didn't have to do a whole lot of lifting. You know, you get 2 pick sixes in a span of like 2 minutes, you're probably going to win the game because the Saints were dominating the game, Skip. They had just go down the field quick.
Flat out dominating. It was 14-6, and it felt like it was going to get worse.
It should have probably been worse than that because Andy Dalton threw a pick in the end zone to take points off the board. Yeah. And then the ball slipped through the guy's hand. Pick six the other way, then he tried to snake the dagger route in, and Isaiah Simmons makes a great play. He intercepts it almost with one hand, and they really never look back. But this is a big deal to me because you can tell the frustration between these two guys.
Yeah.
Because normally, Skip, there's a buffer. Okay, the head coach is here, offensive coordinator is here, okay, the quarterback. We got a middleman to deal with everything, Skip.
Yep.
Who's the middleman between the head coach, the offensive coordinator, when they're one and the same, and here's Kyler Murray? There is no buffer.
I'm going to frame what I say by the fact that, unbelievably to me, the Arizona Cardinals had lost 8 straight games at home until last night. 8 straight games? Well, that's the friction. That'll create friction.
Right.
I'm with you. This was a huge deal because I can't remember ever seeing anything like this.
Right.
It was ugly. It was a quarterback who was treating his head coach with zero respect. Calm the F down, screaming at him.
Yeah.
Well, now the respect level has been shattered.
Right.
And if I'm upstairs, if I'm owner or GM, I'm watching this thinking, God.
How much longer can this go on?
Hey. And in the end, trust me, the coach is going to lose, not the quarterback, because they gave him the money.
You see, I got it. Hey, I got it. Okay.
Not like that.
I see what you're saying.
No.
I got it. But calm the bleep down. Calm the bleep.
Screaming at him. Just screaming at him. Until D-Hop had to come over and just intervene.
And there's Jefferson.
Yeah.
Right there, he's like, wait. Skip, maybe it was because D-Hop wasn't in the game. They threw a fade to Rondale Moore. Why the hell you want to throw a fade to a 5'7" guy is unbeknownst to me.
Yeah, well, then that's true. But the flashpoint was they didn't get the playoff.
Right. Because and then, hold on, Skip. What happened was they threw the fade. He got an offensive PI, which backed him up even further. And then the next day, about to get a delay of the game, and that's when he was losing it.
Yeah. So for all of Brady's issues, screaming at offensive linemen, all those years with Belichick, he never screamed at Belichick. It's just not going to happen. Because one thing about Brady, he was taught you respect the head coach. He's not going to break that law.
Yeah.
You know, that's a law.
Old school way of coaching, Skip.
That's old school.
That's old school philosophy. Because I would have never cursed Coach Reeves or Wade, any of the coaches.
But it wouldn't even enter your mind.
Never crossed my mind. Never crossed my mind.
As mad as you might get, it's just a line you wouldn't even fathom crossing that line. I used to watch your friend Dan Marino.
Yeah.
You want to talk about hot-headed.
Yeah.
He would just go crazy during games. But who would he scream at? David Shula, not Don Shula, because David was the offensive coordinator, right?
Well, Stevenson, who was the coordinator early on in his career also.
He would just scream at them. But he would do this to them.
Right.
But that's different. That's not the head coach. Because he's not going to do that to Daddy.
Don Shula, right.
No, he's not going to do it. So to me, there's some bond that got broken last night. And to your big picture point, okay, so Kyler barely threw for 200 yards.
Right.
It's fine, but D-Hop was a savior for him because he threw him 14 balls and he caught 10 for 103. That works.
Yeah, everybody else caught 19 for 101.
Okay, there you go. But look at what it camouflaged. They were still 3 out of 10 on third down. Well, it's not good. Their offense it sputtered all night long.
Right.
But to your point, if you get 2 pick sixes within 2 minutes at the end of the half.
Right.
In fact, I was trying to watch, let's see, was your game on, the Laker game on by then? I'm trying to watch both of them, and my eyes wandered to the basketball. Maybe it's the end of the Philly game.
Right,
I don't know.
right.
But I'm getting distracted by the end of the Philly game, and I look over and I say, what? What just happened? Well, that just happened.
Right.
And by the way, I had to live with Andy Dalton, and hey, I'll take Cooper Rush over Andy Dalton any day because that's who he is.
Skip Say's had almost 500 yards of offense.
I got it. And he'll make some good throws, and then he'll make some head scratchers.
Exactly.
Okay, that's who he's always been.
Without those pick sixes, I don't believe, because the Cardinals were just sputtering along. And the Saints were just going up and down the field.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, boom, boom. It's a totally, Skip, you up 14-6, and then you go down, you go in the half, you down 28-14, just like that.
Hey, you know this because you've lived through it. There's nothing in all of sports that will change a game, impact a game more shockingly than a pick six. You're moving toward what you think might be a touchdown, and all of a sudden they score in a split second, and then you come right back out, and it happens again, and it goes the other way. And it's 14 points, and you can argue it's like a 28-point swing because you think you're on fire. You think you're going to score touchdowns, right? And then it's too hard to dig back out of that hole.
You're right. Andy Dalton, boy. I mean, you look at his numbers, Skip, you like 30 or 47, 361, 4 TDs, but you keep going on over. There's another column, IN. He got 3 of those, and 2 of them was returned was pick sixes. It's hard to overcome. I don't know what's the win percentage, but it's not very great, a team that throw 2 pick sixes in a game. You're not winning very many of those games.
Yeah. And Cliff Kingsbury is not going to last much longer. I don't think.
Yeah.
I think something's going to have to go.
When you're, Skip, it's like anything. It's only a matter of time. It's like a child. When you start seeing a child talk disrespectful to a parent.
I agree with that.
It's just about, hey, I live here and I'm paying the bill, but you got to go. And it's different in the NFL, Skip. The quarterback's going to win out.
They're going to win.
The quarterback's going to win out.
Well, he got his money.
Yeah. But, I mean, I'm surprised. I don't really know Kyler like that. But that's these new school guys. I guess that's the way they do. But I could never imagine high school, college, NFL. I mean, a lot of my position coach weren't very much older than I was, but I ain't never look. I'm big on respect. You talk to me like a man, I'm gonna talk to you like a man, and we gonna be just good. That's how I did it. Hey, to each his own. Maybe that works. Maybe that works for that relationship, but it's just a matter of time before At the end of the day, no matter what you think about Cliff Kingsbury, he's still your boss.
He is.
He's still your boss. I mean, you might not think I don't like him, or I believe it was him that went upstairs and told Steve Keim and the owners that I'm not prepared like I should. No matter what you think, that's still your boss. That's still.
I agree, but to that point, it had to come from Cliff.
Yeah.
It had to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, and
general managers on the tablets and all that stuff, and who's studying, who's not. Nah.
Yeah.
Ownership don't know anything about that.
And then ownership signs off on writing it into a contract that is going to become public. It's for public consumption.
Well, Kyler Murray signed out, and his representative signed that contract.
Signed the contract.
Oh, Shannon, hey, for Undisputed, we need you to do 10 hours a week. What? I'm already doing 25 hours a week, man. Get out of my face. I ain't signing that.
Yep. True.
You're not putting no language into your contract like that, Skip. With as much as you prepare. If you prepare, you prepare.
Yeah.
And then who? Well, how do you know Skip ain't preparing? What gives you the inclination that he's not prepared? What gave you the inclination to say Kyler Murray ain't prepared like he's supposed to?
It had to come from one source and only one source, right?
And Kyler Murray said, I know where it came from.
Right? And it's highly possible he's never going to get over
No. You damn somebody out, they ain't getting over that, Skip.
Nope.
He dry snitched on him. Because I don't know if Steve Keim or Bidwell, I don't know if they asked, but it's like, what's going on? Well, he probably said, well, this is what's transpiring.
Yeah, well, they
know who opened up those tablets. I just want you guys to know. They know how much time you're spending on those tablets.
But they had to ask Cliff, is he worth this much money? And Cliff said, well. Yeah.
Because Skip, he's damned if he do it, he's damned if he doesn't.
Yep.
Because if he said, oh, he's absolutely worth that money, and then it comes out, it's like, well, why didn't you tell us? You knew this.
Yep.
So you're in trouble. And if you say don't, and then all of a sudden this comes out, it becomes a story, because you know this was going to get out, he's in trouble with the player.